Okay, everybody, I'm back. This is part 3. Today what we're going to do is I took and I cut out 2 of my petals. And remember now I have the iridescent glass. And on the iridescent glass, we have to cut it out when we're using the hand cutter. We have to cut it out on the back side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to glue on the fronts and put them on the back of the glass. And that way it'll give me a nice smooth surface to use my glass cutter. So the first thing I'm going to do is find my glue stick. Here it is. I'm going to put my pattern over here. Take my glue stick and we're going to glue on the front side of that petal. And then we're going to glue on the front side of this petal. Now I'm going to look at my glass and I'm going to determine where I'm going to place it. I like this. You see that? I don't know if you can see the grain in the glass. I like that. I think I'm going to put that on the petal. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to, hopefully it'll fit. Nope, it's not going to fit on that piece of glass. So we can't use that one. Let's see if this one's a little bit smaller. Maybe I'll be able to put this one on it. Because I really like that. Aha. And we have success with that one. So now I have it on the glass. You have to glue the pattern on. And now we're going to find a pretty spot on this one for this one. I'm thinking that looks pretty good right there. I'm going to put it right like that. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to cut it. Cutting glass isn't all that difficult. Everybody thinks it is. If you have a good glass cutter, it's not a big deal. And it's all about knowing what, how, and what to do when you do the slicing on the glass. I have these cute little, these nippers. If you can see the nippers, they have a curve on one end and it's flat on the other. The curved part goes down on the bottom of the glass. And I'll show you that right now. And hopefully I can reach so that you can see what I'm doing on the camera. The first thing you want to do is you want to make the piece of glass smaller. So you just give it a, and see how easy it snaps? Right where I cut, right where I sliced it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around. And you just follow the pattern. And then when you have a curve, you want to do some lines like this. And what that does is that prevents the glass, when you snap it, from breaking your actual piece. And I'm going to do that over here also. Okay, so now this should come off quite easily. Sometimes you can just pull on it and it comes right off, see? It works on the line that you cut. And sometimes it's too small, you can't. So then you have to do your nipping and you get it as close to your pattern as you can. Because we're going to take it, once I have it cut, we'll take it over to the grinder and we'll go close to the pattern. Let's see how this one goes. Oh, that came right off. Huh, that was pretty amazing. All right. So now this one's ready to go to the grinder. I nipped it. I'll give it a couple more nips. to even it out a little bit. But I wanted to make sure that you saw how to cut the glass. And hopefully you can zoom in. I'm trying to get as close as possible to the camera, but it is what it is, and I can only do the best that I can. I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. I'm going to run around the pattern. And get as close to your pattern as you can. That way you won't have to nip as much. Okay. Now hopefully I did it right and it'll just pull right off. Now we're going to do a couple lines on this one, I forgot. The lines just ensure you don't break the piece that you're working on, because then you have to start all over. And don't worry about if you chip it a little bit, because you're going to solder. So if the piece isn't absolutely perfect, it's not a big deal. So now that came off real good. So you'll know when you're cutting the glass correctly when you hear the etching. Once you hear the etching, you know you're getting a good line on it. Okay, so now we got the glass cut. So the next thing is, on the next video, I'll show you how to do it on the grinder. And then once I do that, then we'll foil it and we'll solder it onto the piece. But I wanted to make sure you learned how to cut the glass. And you can see what it's like on the back. But the grinder will get rid of all this. And you can nip it a little bit more so you don't have to grind so much. But that's what we're going to do for today. And I'll do another one so that you can see that. I'll do 4 right after this one. And if you like, please subscribe and hit like. And thank you. Have a good day.